Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Actors Live, the place where actors get to come and perform their preferred scenes and monologues. My name is Shon Wilson. I am the creator and host of this wonderful endeavor. Now, I call it wonderful not just because of the fact that I came up with it and I'm doing it, but because of the fact that it is so much fun for me. I get to meet actors that I would not get to meet if I didn't have this broadcast because they live in other places. For instance, a couple of times in the past few weeks, we had an actress named Victoria Stevens is her stage name, who came and did this with us from Philadelphia. Today, we have an actress named Jeanna who is going to be performing for us from North Carolina, which just happens to be my home state. I really do sing better than that. I don't even know why I tried to sing just now. I don't even know what just happened. Maybe I'm just feeling good because it's Friday and it's Actors Live. So, while it is the place where actors get to come and do their preferred scenes and monologues, today we are monologue heavy. Nobody has opted to do a scene, which means you don't get to see me act today. I know. You're dying inside. You're like, I need a little bit of Shon action. Well, you know what? I will try to be as dramatic and entertaining as possible as your host. In the meantime, I'm excited to say that we do have several new actors today, as well as some returners. My heart is full with the love for all of the art and all of the fun we're about to have. So, let's get started. Since we do have a full talent roster for this afternoon, let's see who's first. We are going to start off with someone brand new today. So our first actor for this afternoon is brand new. It's his first time on the broadcast. His name is Bryce Townsend. Hello, Bryce.
Hey,
how are you?
Good to see you.
Good to see you too. Can you hear me okay? Because I am having a little bit of a hard time hearing you.
I can hear you fine. Let me see.
Let me see if maybe I just need to turn up my volume.
Okay.
Can you speak to me again?
Yeah, how's that?
It's good. It's very good.
Better.
So before you start with your piece, please tell us a little about yourself.
Cool. So I live in Brooklyn. I was born and raised in New Mexico. I lived in LA for a long time. I've moved like all over the place. I've lived in London for a while. I just got to New York last summer. I love it. I do a lot of yoga. I have a really nice little balcony here with beautiful just trees and everything. I look at this like as much as I can. And this time, it's really helps me to feel connected to the outdoors and the sun and nature.
So that's your view in Brooklyn?
Yeah. It's like all the backyards of all the buildings around me that come together.
Then you got a really nice spot when you found your apartment because, you know, for those of you who don't know, everybody on the East Coast knows this, but it's amazing how little about the East Coast people on the West Coast know. I found out when I moved here. So for those of you who are not familiar with Brooklyn, it is one of the 5 major boroughs in New York City. And I was born there. I was born in East Flatbush. So, yeah, so that's kind of cool that you are performing for us from that location. What piece are you doing today?
So this is a piece from the play Angels in America. It's something that I've been thinking about a lot in the last couple months. And when your opportunity popped up, I just thought it would be a nice piece to share.
Wonderful, great. So Bryce has determined that he wants to take a note today, so I will be sharing a note when he's finished. Start whenever you're ready.
Thank you. We can't just stop. We're not rocks. Progress, migration, motion is modernity. It's animate. It's what living things do. We desire. Even if all we desire is stillness, we still desire for. Even if we go faster than we should, we can't wait. I'm 30 years old, for God's sake. I haven't done anything yet. I want to be healthy again. And this plague, it should stop. In me and everywhere. Make it go away. I still want my blessing. Even sick, I want to be alive. Bless me anyway. I want more life. Can't help myself. I do. I've lived through such terrible times, and there are people who live through much, much worse, but you see them living anyway. When they're more spirit than body, more sores than skin, when they're burned and in agony, when flies lay eggs in the corners of the eyes of their children, they live. Death usually has to take life away. I don't know if that's just the animal. I don't know if it's braver to die, but I recognize the habit, the addiction to being alive. We live past hope. If I can find hope anywhere, that's it. That's the best I can do. It's so much not enough, so inadequate, but bless me anyway. I want more life.
Good job.
Thanks, Shon.
Good job. Your end was particularly strong. And it's because of the fact that you are very connected to the listener for the end. So let me ask you a question. You said that you've been working on this. How long have you had it?
Oh, I worked on, I used this for an audition like years and years and years ago. And
Okay.
I've just certain lines have been playing in my head. And I just looked it up again in the play like a few days ago.
I feel like you probably know it better than you are allowing yourself to believe right now.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and the reason why I know that is because while it is always okay to use your page if you need to, you weren't really using it to get the words. You were just kind of using it to reground yourself. I don't know if it might be a nerves thing with it being a live broadcast, but I feel like as I was watching, I was like, Bryce knows this monologue better than it's showing right now. Cool. So yeah, and I can't, hey guys, I just want to let you know ahead of time, I cannot let everybody go twice today because we do have so many actors, but I do want to give you a chance to at least do the first part of this again. Okay? Keeping two things in mind. Your first note is, you know this. I think you know this a lot more than you were coming off just now. So trust that you know it and just talk to me.
Okay.
Okay? Because you were going down for the note, but not actually looking for it.
Okay.
So it would just be these quick glances up and down, which just became about me watching you move your head up and down, right? Which then makes it look like you're not off book, or of course you're not completely off book, but it makes it look like you aren't familiar with the piece, but I feel like you are more familiar with it than that was showing. Okay. So go ahead, and that's my first note for you, is trust more that you know it. And then my second note for you is, you've been given such great language with this piece. There is a line in particular where you say, it's about 2/3 of the way through, you say something to the extent of more sores than skin. Can you find that line for me really quickly? Can you give me the line? What is it?
Yeah, when they're more spirit than body, more sores than skin, when they're burned and in agony, when flies lay eggs in the corners of the eyes of their children, they live.
Yes, that is such an illustrative line, okay? Like, it is illustrating something so very clearly, and the words that they've given you for that illustration are poetic in nature. So take your time there.
Okay.
Like feel what you're saying. Feel it emotionally, but also feel it physically in your mouth as you're saying it. It's almost akin to when we perform Shakespeare.
Yeah.
That while Shakespeare's words, I believe, are really just English. Some people go, oh my God, it's Shakespeare, oh my God, I don't know. But really, it's just English, right? Yeah. But when we perform it, we do perform it in a heightened way. And I feel like a lot of this monologue, but that line in particular, really paint the picture with your words and make me, the person that you're talking to, understand how you feel. Who are you talking to? Who's the character that you're talking to?
I'm talking to a council of angels who have called me up to heaven.
Great. So imagine when you do it this time that there is one angel in particular that you feel you can change this one's mind. And if you can change this one's mind, that can help your whole cause with the others.
Okay.
And make it so that you're talking to one person. Okay. And that one person, you, Bryce, need to make specific by connecting to them to someone in your real life that you feel has the power to change your destiny.
Okay.
I just gave you a lot.
Thank you.
All right. I might stop you halfway through depending on how it paces out, okay? But please, I would like you to do at least the beginning part again.
We can't stop. We're not rocks. Progress, migration, motion. It's modernity. It's animate. It's what living things do. We desire. Even if all we desire is stillness, we still desire for. Even if we go faster than we should, we can't wait. I'm 30 years old, for God's sake. I haven't done anything yet. I want to be healthy again. And this plague, it should stop. And me and everywhere, make it go away. I still want my blessing. Even sick, I want to be alive.
Good. I'm going to stop you in the interest of time. But did it feel different to you this time?
Yeah, the thoughts felt more separate, more clarified.
Yes, undoubtedly. And you came from more of a place of strength, a place of power in your want. Even if this character feels like they don't have much power in this moment, there is power in the want, and it was palpable this time. Yeah. Your emotional connection to this piece, you're the actor, Bryce's emotional connection to this piece is palpable. You understand what's going on here, and that's clear when I get to watch you process instead of watching you go up and down. So it was beautiful this time. And I wanted to stop you there to give you two quick other things for as you prepare this, as you work on this more in the future, or for any future auditions you might have. There's a thing that we theater actors do where we'll look up to emphasize what we're talking about, or look over to the side to gather the thoughts. Because you have this council that you're talking to, instead of just randomly looking at the side, like, I want my blessing, give that to the other members of the council. There's an energy in you that's wanting to go somewhere, and that's why you go over to the side. But put it somewhere. Give it to those other council members there. Yeah, that'll make it cleaner and make it better storytelling and make it feel less acty. Because the minute we do this or that or whatever, it feels like we're acting the part instead of a real person having a conversation. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah, for sure.
Cool. So I make these, I don't know if you know what I do with these, but after I have had the show, I edit them and I put them on my IGTV. So you will be able to go back and see both of your performances so that you can see, like, just that little bit of a change made a huge difference in your performance of it.
Cool.
Thank you for coming on today.
Thank you.
Oh, you're very welcome.
To do.
Of course. And I hope you'll come back one day. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, I'd love to. Thanks. Have a good rest of the day, okay?
You're welcome, Bryce. Take care.
All right, bye.
Bye-bye. Okay, so that was Bryce Townsend coming to us from Brooklyn, New York. I was born there, y'all. Did you know that? Do I feel East Coast to you? Those of you who know me, you're like, oh, Shon, that makes so much sense. You seem like an East Coast girl. But technically, I'm Southern. I'm like, because we moved when I was 18 months old. Grew up in the South. I'm a Carolina girl. I bet you guys want to know who's next. Let's find out who's next. I'm going to see a little Miss Mary Kathleen Gordon. Mary Kathleen Gordon is brand new to us today. I do believe she lives here in Los Angeles, but I will double check with her once she shows up. Hello, Mary Kathleen Gordon. How are you?
I'm good. I'm great.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Now, did I get that right? Are you here in LA?
I am here in Los Angeles. Yep.
How long have you lived here?
Almost 30 years.
Oh, so it's like home for you.
Yeah. And then I did 11 years in New York, Manhattan, 9th Avenue between 45th and 46th before that. And then originally Peoria, Illinois.
Peoria, Illinois. That's so funny. You kind of look like you might be from Peoria or anywhere in the Midwest for that matter.
Yep.
So what piece are you doing for us today?
I am doing, it's from an original one act called Ready, Aim, Aim.
And I forgot to ask you, do you prefer Mary or Mary Kathleen? Which shall I call you?
Mary Kathleen, yeah. Yeah, Shon, I'm from back in the day when you could not, when you joined the union, you could not use a name that anybody else had. So I'd gone by Kathy all my life, and so I couldn't use Kathy or Kathleen. There was already a Kathleen Gordon. So I said, okay, I'll use my full name. So that's my biz name. So
Mary Kathleen it is. When you're ready, since we've been chit-chatting, take a second, get where you need to get, and then begin.
Great, okay. So, honey, can I ask you something? It'll just take a minute. I don't want to fight. I don't want to start an argument, okay? But when you do your business in the toilet, do you miss on purpose? Because when I go in the bathroom lately, I find this liquid all over the bathroom floor in dribs and drabs. I'm constantly cleaning up your pee-pee puddles. Now, you can imagine why I'm asking this question, because if you were cleaning up my pee-pee puddles, you'd get mad and fly off the handle. So do me a favor, aim. How difficult can it be to point it into the toilet? And if it sprays in different directions, you can control it. It is yours after all, and you certainly control it when you want. And why do you leave it up to me to clean it up? Why are you so lazy? I cannot believe you will accept leaving piss on the bathroom floor. And even a little drab is incomprehensible, let alone 2-inch circle puddles. And in case you hadn't realized it, urine tends to smell, especially after it dries. So, if you're wanting some, you know what I'm thinking of? Dried pee-pee. That's right, dried piss. And if I don't want pee-pee in my, I certainly don't want it on my bathroom floor.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Very good. Okay, good job. That's funny. Now, when you say an original piece, did you write it yourself or did someone else and you performed in it?
I did not write it myself, but it was written for a much younger woman. So I changed it up a little bit so that it would fit my age. Yes. So,
okay, here's what you did that worked so well. You had a nice handle on mother. You inhabited a mother instinct, or a mother essence, I should say. I had a sense of you talking to your son, your child. Not necessarily a toddler, of course, but someone who should be old enough to know better, which is the humor of the piece, right? So the note that I would give you is decide for yourself and make sure you know and remember it before you do it each time, how old that child of yours is. Not just the vagary, not just, vagueness of adult, but what age adult? Yeah. Because I guarantee you, if you were saying this to your 22-year-old child, it would feel different than if you were saying it to your 40-year-old child. Or if you were saying it to your 15-year-old child. So what age? If you were to... I'm actually talking to my husband. Oh, well, it felt like you were talking to a child.
Okay. Well, that's probably how I would talk to my husband.
Okay. Well, then, hey, listen. I don't have a husband, but I do cohabitate. So I relate to everything you're saying. I sometimes end up going into mommy mode, and I don't mean to. All right, but that actually what you just said illustrates my point even more.
Yes.
I didn't get the sense of it. Yes, ma'am. So let's make him really, really specific. If you are married, put your real husband in that mental place for you. If you are not married, but there is someone with whom you have a romantic relationship, put that person, or even better, I think, someone that you don't already have that relationship with, that you would love to have that relationship with, but the one thing standing in the way is that they pee all over the place.
Okay.
And use that person. So I'm going to give you a few, and I want you to just get a couple of lines of it in.
Okay.
To just go ahead and do that again. Again, I'm going to stop you before you're done, just so you can make that adjustment. So take a second, process what I said, put that person in that mental place for you, and then start again.
Okay.
Someone you've been intimate with is who you're having to have this conversation with.
Yep. Yep. Okay. Honey, can I ask you something? I don't want to fight. I don't want us to have an argument, okay? But when you do your business in the toilet, do you miss on purpose? Because every time I go into the bathroom, I find this liquid in dribs and drabs all over the bathroom floor. I'm constantly cleaning up your little pee-pee puddles. So you can imagine why I'm asking you this. If you were cleaning up my pee-pee puddles, you'd get mad and you'd fly off the handle.
There it is. All right. Do you feel the difference in your delivery?
Yeah.
And it made like the power being a little bit more balanced was clearer. So your approach was different. And it actually made it funnier at the top. I am going to have to let you go, but I want to give you one more note for as you play with this going forward, okay? When you get to this line where you say, if you were having to clean up my pee-pee puddles, you would get mad. Both times that you've done it just now, you get mad there, and then you go back to being sweet and pleasant. I want you to reverse that instinct. Like you're still trying to be like, if it was reversed, you get mad. And then what's the very next line after you'd get mad?
So do me a favor, aim.
That's where you give it to me there.
Okay.
You know? Yeah. Very good job. I hope you'll come back again.
Yes. Thank you. This is my, we in our email conversations, we talked about, how I don't know if I can do this. So not only is this my first time with you, this is my first Instagram Live ever.
Well, you've done a great job for a first timer. You handled it. Hope that you come back again in a future week. I'll talk to you soon.
All right. Thank you.
You're very welcome.
Bye.
Thank you. Mary Kathleen Gordon.
Stay
Bye-bye.
safe. Bye.
You too. You too. What a fun piece that was, right? Okay, in the interest of time, you guys, I'm not going to blah, 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 blah. So let's move on. Let's see who's next. Oh, my boyfriend's on there, but he's not an actor. What's up with that? Saki Miata. Oh, and then we have Jeanna, and then we have Henry. Actually, you know what? Since I was just trying with Henry, let's try him again. So Henry, I'm attempting to bring you on again. Fingers crossed that it works this time. Oh, it says he declined. There must be something wrong with his technical thingamabobbies. That's the technical word for technical stuff. Okay, so now we're going to bring on, it looks like it's going to be Miss Jeanna. We are flying through today, people. Are you happy? Are you liking what's going on here? Are you like, yes, Shon, more actors, less you jabbering on like a crazy person? Listen, I have fun with it. And if you like it, great. If you don't like it, get your own broadcast. That's all I'm saying. So there you are. There you are.
Yes, I am better.
Yes. Okay.
Okay.
Jeanna is the actress that I was telling you guys at the top of the broadcast was coming in today from North Carolina, which is my home state. Jeanna, what part of North Carolina are you in?
I am from Greensboro, North Carolina.
Is that where you are right now, Greensboro?
Yes, that's where I am right now.
The big GB?
Yeah, right where the furniture markets are.
That's right. So were you born and raised there, or you just live there now?
I was born in Salisbury, which is a smaller town between here and Charlotte.
That's right, it sure is. Charlotte is where I'm from. All right, so Jeanna's doing a piece for us today from the Vagina Monologues, is that right?
Yes.
Did I remember correctly? Great. Take a second, get where you need to get emotionally, and then begin.
I was there when her vagina opened. We were all there, her mother, her husband, and I, and the nurse from the Ukraine with her whole hand up there in her vagina, feeling and turning with her rubber glove as she talked casually to us like she was turning on a loaded faucet. I was there in the room when the contractions made her crawl on all fours, made unfamiliar moans leak out of her pores, and still there after hours when she just suddenly screamed wild, her arms striking the electric air. I was there when her vagina changed from a shy sexual hole to an archaeological tunnel, a sacred vessel, a Venetian canal, a deep well with a tiny stuck child inside, waiting to be rescued. I saw the colors of her vagina. They changed. Saw the bruised, broken blue, the blistering tomato red, the gray pink, the dark. Saw the blood like perspiration along the edges. Saw the yellow, white liquid, the shit, the clots pushing out all the holes, pushing harder and harder. Saw through the hole the baby's head, saw scratches of black hair, saw it just there behind the bone, a hard, round memory. As the nurse from the Ukraine kept turning and turning her slippery hand, I was there when each of us, her mother and I, held a leg and spread her wide, pushing with all our strength against her pushing, and her husband sternly counting 1, 2, 3, telling her to focus harder. We looked into her then. We couldn't get our eyes out of that place. We forget the vagina, all of us. Our lack, what else could explain our lack of awe, our lack of wonder? I was there when the doctor reached in with Alice in Wonderland spoons, and there, as her vagina became a wide, operatic mouth singing with all its strength, first the little head, then the gray flopping arm, then the fast swimming body swimming into our weeping arms. I was there later when I just turned and faced her vagina. I stood and let myself see her all spread, completely exposed, mutilated, swollen, and torn, bleeding all over the doctor's hands, who was calmly sewing her there. I stood, and her vagina suddenly became a wide, red, pulsing heart.
Good job, Jeanna. Good job.
Thank you.
Wow. Okay, so I am not going to have you do it again because in its own right, it's sitting in the right place. But I want to say my favorite part of what you just did is how matter of fact you gave us this information, particularly at the top, that you're saying these things that are not the way people talk on a regular basis about a part of the body that we don't normally talk about, and you're not making a thing of it. For this character, for this woman, this is normalcy. And you are speaking it that way, and that works so well. The only time you didn't do that, where it felt affected and it almost felt like it was a directorial note that someone had given you at some point, or you've seen it performed and a director had given that actor the note, is when you said the vagina became a big open hole singing, for whatever the line is about the singing vagina. Yeah, and that just felt so affected. And it was the one time that it literally just brought me out of watching a real person talk about a real thing and felt like this is an acting performance for the theater right now. And you didn't need it. Okay. You didn't need it. Like you had me. You had me.
Okay.
So that's one note that I give you, and then the other corrective note or constructive note that I would give you is, because it is only reporting, the whole thing is just telling about something that has already happened, as opposed to being active in its intention. Be clear about why you were talking to the person you were talking to. Why are you sharing this information about knowing that vagina so intimately? Know who the person who owns that vagina is that you're talking about. Make them a specific person for you. And for the piece itself, because it's a page turner, so it's at least, what, 2 pages typed out?
Yes. Yeah, 2.5, yeah.
2.5. Make that clear distinction of the beginning, the middle, and the end of the piece. All right? That's all I got for you. Otherwise, like, it was really strong, really good, and I was quite impressed with what you did.
Thank you. Thank you for the opportunity to be on here.
Of course. Come back.
I will. I'll find something else and hopefully get my tech problem straightened out.
Awesome.
So, thank you.
Awesome. Hey, if you want to give me a call sometime in the next few days before next Friday, don't wait till the last minute, so we can try to troubleshoot this together, feel free. And we can figure out how to make sure, to make it easier for you next time, okay?
All right. Thanks so much.
You're welcome. See you, Jeanna.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. All right, guys. So this has been perfectly timed. We have time for one more person. We had 2 more on the roster, but one of them never showed up. It's unfortunate. But if Henry is back in my queue, I can try to add him again. Otherwise, we might end early. We'll see. Okay, so now we're going to bring on Miss Saki Miata. Saki is a returner. She has been on my IG Live a few times. Hello. Oh my God, you are gorgeous. What the heck?
How are you?
You look amazing.
Thank you.
It's because your hair is growing longer and it frames your face so well. Oh, Saki, I love.
To my hair. Well, I cut my own bangs.
Did you?
Yeah. I mean, you have to be your own hairstylist now.
I feel like you've done a good job with it because you look amazing.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome. So for those of you who've watched the broadcast before, you know that Saki is in Los Angeles, like me. This is how we know each other. We are friends and colleagues here in the Big Not Apple. What do they call LA? The Big Smog Dump? Like, what do they call it?
The worst city?
Oh, Tinseltown. Tinseltown. That's what they call it, Tinseltown. So, Saki, what piece are you doing for us today?
So this is a monologue that I wrote. It's a 1-minute monologue, and it was for the open call audition. Like, they asked you to write your own monologue. So
Gotcha, I remembered that one.
Yeah, it had to start from, oh, it's you. Or it was something, but.
Yes, if I'm not mistaken, that was the open call challenge given by a casting director named Erica S. Bream, and she wanted actors to make up their own monologues. So, Saki, when you are ready, begin.
Oh, it's you. Wow. You look fantastic, Michael. I love your long hair. Gosh, I guess 25 years can do a lot to all of us, huh? You know, I have to tell you that I'm really grateful that you were my first boyfriend. You were such a gentleman. You just held my hand, just kissed on my cheeks, and we were so cute, weren't we? And then you broke up with me. And then you came out of the closet. But here we are, 25 years later. And I really have to ask you one thing. Who did your boobs? Can I get your referrals? I love your boobs.
I love that. Okay, so first of all, kudos on writing your own piece and having it make sense and actually be layered. Because, like, for me personally, when anybody's like, hey, write your own piece, I'm like, no, because I'm not a writer. But you took the challenge and you did a good job with it. I think you gave us something that was funny, clearly original, and also unpredictable. That's the latest. It was unpredictable, so that was great. The only notes I have for you are focal notes about your performance. Okay. There are 2 places where I want you to do something different with your eyes, just again, so that it stays real. Yes, it is not a real circumstance. Yes, it is comedy, and yes, it is slightly over the top comedy, but we never want to be broadcasting I'm acting it or seeming like I'm commenting on it as the actor, right? Mm-hmm. So the 2 parts are 25, something about 25 years can really change us all. Or what's the line?
Yeah, 25 years can do a lot to all of us.
Who were you looking at when you said that?
So this is 25th
What? I got that. It's your anniversary.
I'm just all these people.
So right, except when you did it in your performance, you didn't do it like you did it just now. Instead, you just did a general scan, and then it's not as clear. Mm-hmm. But just now, when I asked you who are you talking to, and your brain connected 25th anniversary, which you already knew, mm-hmm. but you actively connected to it this time, mm-hmm. and therefore imagined people, you looked at specific people, and that made it clearer. So right. make sure you do that, because the minute you do instead, what's the line again?
I guess 25 years can do a lot to all of us, huh?
So if you just go, I guess 25 years can really do a lot to all of us, huh? It's not as clear as if you see some of those people, okay? And use your memory of people that you went to high school with, mm-hmm, mm-hmm. and have them there. And then the second line I have you is also about how you use your lines, and it's in the line where you say, and then you broke up with me. Mm-hmm. We're talking about yes. And you looked up like this. And again, that's a very acty thing. We don't really do that in real life. Okay. So instead, give that to him, whether it's with heat or whatever emotion. If you still want it to be like, yeah, I'm trying to be nonchalant about it, you can still, yes, see what you're doing right there. That works. Yeah. Whatever you were just doing with your face, that's funny.
Right.
So yeah, so don't put it here. You guys, as a general rule, don't put it up in the rafters.
Okay.
Give it to, yes. All right. In the interest of time, because my notes for you were as minor as that and just eyeline stuff, I'm not going to have you do it again.
Okay.
Really, really good job with this, though. And I think that it's one that you can keep in your pocket for whenever you need a comedy monologue for an audition.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
All right.
Very good. Thank you for coming on again, Saki. Love you back. I'll see you later.
Bye.
Bye. That was the talented and beautiful Miss Saki Miata. All right, let's see who's next. Oh, and I see that Mr. Chi George is here too. Hey, Chi. Hey. You guys, thank you for those of you who not only came on and performed today, but stuck around and kept watching. Because see, I can see who's here, right? It shows me the list of people that are here. So I can see the people who stayed even after their performances, which I think is such a good sportsman thing to do. And then I also see the people who left after their performances, which I think is probably not as kosher. So thank you guys for sticking around and being audience for the other actors. I really appreciate that. Like me, it's also helpful for me that you're there, but I'm going to sit and talk to this camera whether you're there or not because, you know, I like the sound of my own voice. There you are. Hello. Okay, G, you've been here before, so I'm not going to have you reintroduce yourself. Really quickly, tell us what your piece is from.
All right, so it's called Killing You. And let's see, it's by Joseph Arnaud.
Say that one more time.
Joseph Arnaud. Okay. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly.
Is it A-R-N-A-U-T?
A-R-N-O-N-E.
Okay. I don't know him. Hey, and everybody who performed today, please email me the name of your piece and who the writer is, because I put that in the preview notes of the episode. All right, Chi, I'm going to need you to back up a little bit because when Instagram pushes in, it's going to cut your head off if you're too close.
Okay.
When you're ready, you got 4 minutes. Begin.
Okay. You might be wondering why I haven't killed you yet. I'm actually wondering that as well. Not so sure. I usually just do it. Takes less than a second and it's forgotten in the next. With you, it's different. Don't know why. I just don't know why. Why? Why can't I kill you? I have no feelings for you. I don't know you. We've never met. So strange. I guess even the greats have an off night. Maybe this is my off night. Maybe. Should I just let you go? What's the point? What do you think? Should I just let you live? Yeah. You think I should just let you live? I should just let you walk out of here. Well, that's something to be hopeful about, ain't it? Yeah, it is. Some psycho was about to kill you and you just got let go. What a story to tell your friends. Amazing stuff, ain't it? Don't you think? But I have to kill you. No, relax. I do. Because that's what I'm supposed to do. Even when an athlete's having an off night, he still performs. I have to perform. I don't know what I'll do with myself if I don't. Letting you go doesn't make me the star player that I make myself out to be. You understand that, right? I mean, it sucks for you that I have to kill you now, but there's a part of you that understands, even if it's the tiniest part. Well, I usually forget these things, but I am definitely going to remember you.
Perfect timing, because it says we got 26 seconds. So here's what I'm going to give you. Okay. Right here, my heart went like this, because you have taken to heart notes that I've recently given you about making sure it's not one note. And you had emotional range and a lot of emotional activity throughout. Very good. My one constructive note for you on this is stop acting it by looking all around. Guys, it's going to cut me off.